Welcome to this explainer on the absolute sovereign of succulents, aloe vera. Today, we're skipping the fluff and getting straight to the practical, actionable facts. Whether you're trying to keep this resilient plant alive on your windowsill or you want to safely harvest its medicinal gel for your skin, you're in the right place. Let's get right into it. Here is what we're looking at today. We'll start with the plant's core benefits and uses, move into planting and watering essentials, show you how to identify and transplant pups, go over some troubleshooting for common issues, and finish up with safe harvesting and storage. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, Aloe Vera Benefits and Uses. Let's look at why this plant is basically a natural pharmacy. Aloe vera is a wildly versatile tool, mostly thanks to that clear, jelly-like center. That gel is absolutely packed with polysaccharides, which is really just a fancy word for water-loving compounds. So when you apply it topically, it acts like a giant moisture-binding sponge, giving your skin immediate and intense hydration. It literally forms a protective film over the epidermis that helps the skin restore itself, which is fantastic for anti-aging. And because of its soothing, anti-inflammatory properties, people have used it for centuries to treat minor burns, cuts, and scrapes. You'll even find it used in shampoos to soothe the scalp and promote healthy hair.
Moving on to Section 2, Planting and Watering Essentials. Because to actually reap all those benefits, we have to build a solid foundation.
Remember, aloe is a desert native. If you use standard potting soil, it's going to hold way too much moisture and spell disaster. Step 1, you absolutely need a fast-draining cactus or succulent mix, maybe even cut with some perlite or coarse sand. Step 2, plant it in a pot that has drainage holes, non-negotiable, and leave about 3/4 of an inch of space at the top. Now, Step 3, and this is where so many beginners make a fatal error. Once potted, ignore your plant completely for at least a week. Do not water it. This dry period is crucial to let the roots heal and settle in without rotting. So how does this translate to your regular routine? Well, you should only water when the plant genuinely needs it. It's all about the finger test. Poke your finger into the soil. If the top 2 inches aren't completely bone dry, walk away. But when they are dry, you want to water the plant deeply and thoroughly until you see the excess liquid draining right out of the bottom holes. Toss that excess water so the pot never sits in a puddle. Then, just wait. In the spring and summer, you might wait 2 to 3 weeks. In the winter months, you could stretch that out to every 4 weeks. This brings us to the golden rule for aloe. Less is absolutely more. Because an aloe leaf is made up of roughly 95% water, the plant is incredibly vulnerable to root rot. Overwatering will rapidly and mercilessly kill this plant. Seriously, when in doubt, just let it dry out. Okay, Section 3, Identifying and Transplanting Pups. Time to expand the empire. Propagating your aloe is super rewarding, but you've got to be patient. First, wait until the baby pup is about 3 inches tall with at least 3 leaves of its own. Second, gently unearth it and find where it connects to the mother plant. Take a sharp, sterile knife and cut that connecting stem, leaving about an inch attached to the pup. Third, and this is super important, let that cut offset sit out in the open air, somewhere warm with indirect light, for 1 to 3 days. It needs to form a hard callus to protect the raw tissue from bacterial rot. Finally, plant the calloused pup in a dry succulent mix, and again, wait a week before its first drink. Section 4. Troubleshooting common plant issues. Even the best plant parents run into trouble, so let's look at defending your plant. Your aloe actually communicates with you through visual cues. If you see soft, mushy, or brown leaves, you're drowning it. That's root rot. Stop watering immediately and double-check your drainage. On the flip side, if the leaves look thin, curled inward, or shriveled, the poor thing is underwatered and tapping into its own reserves. Give it a really deep soak. And finally, while aloe loves light, it hates harsh, direct afternoon sun. Notice any orange, red, or pale patches? That means your plant is sunburned and needs to be moved to bright but indirect light. All right, the moment we've been waiting for. Section 5, Safe Harvesting and Storage. Let's reap the rewards. Now, before you make a single cut, we need to talk about aloin, also known as aloe latex. This is a toxic yellowish sap lurking right under the tough green rind of the leaf. If you ingest it, it acts as a very harsh laxative that causes severe cramping. And if you get it on your skin, it can cause burning, stinging, and allergic contact dermatitis. We absolutely must separate this yellow sap from the clear, beneficial gel. So here's your foolproof harvesting plan. First, slice a mature outer leaf close to the base. That is where the most potent gel resides. Second, stand that cut leaf totally upright in a glass for about 15 minutes. You'll literally see gravity pull that irritating yellow latex out. Third, take a knife, slice off the serrated spiky edges, and carefully fillet off the green top rind. What you're left with is the pure, clear inner gel ready for safe topical use.
What if you harvest a massive leaf and have leftovers? Well, aloe oxidizes pretty quickly once the air hits it. Just wrap the remaining leaves super tightly in plastic wrap and toss it in the fridge. You'll definitely want to use it up within 2 days though, just to make sure it keeps all those beneficial properties and doesn't spoil.
Now, if you are buying aloe instead of growing it, you've got to know how to spot the fakes. Pure, natural aloe vera gel is clear, or maybe a little hazy or pale. It's slightly tacky and practically odorless, maybe smelling faintly vegetative. In pure commercial aloe, it's often artificially dyed neon green to look more natural on the shelf. And worse, if it's improperly processed, it might still have trace amounts of that irritating aloe latex in it.
Luckily, avoiding that is super easy. If you're buying commercial aloe, just look for this specific seal from the International Aloe Science Council. This certification guarantees the manufacturer actually filtered the product properly, usually through activated charcoal, to keep that nasty aloe strictly below 10 parts per million. It totally takes the guesswork out of finding safe, pure aloe.
And there you have it. You're now fully equipped with the practical rules for cultivating, propagating, and harvesting this natural pharmacy right in your own home. You know the exact soil it needs, the precise watering schedule to follow, and how to safely extract that pure gel without the toxic latex. You literally hold the secrets of the succulent sovereign. So the only question left is, what sunny, indirect spot in your house is this incredible plant going to conquer next?